I've tried a lot of antivirus software over the years, and when something better comes along, I switch. That's why I've moved to WebRoot Essentials. WebRoot Essentials is a cloud-based AI-powered antivirus app that was designed to evolve with today's threats. It's fast, lightweight protection that works across all my devices without slowing me down. If you need another reason to switch, get this. WebRoot Essentials recently ranked #1 in independent Passmark performance studies against 9 other brands, like Norton, McAfee, and even Microsoft Defender. The study found that WebRoot Essentials scans 6 times faster, uses far less memory, and takes up 33% less space on your computer. I've seen the difference WebRoot has made for my devices, and now you can too. My listeners get 62% off WebRoot Essentials at webroot.com/Kim. Get the #1 ranked antivirus protection for just $19 a year right now at webroot.com/Kim. webroot.com/Kim. Go now while you're thinking about it. webroot.com/Kim. Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. So, Andrew, we talk about deepfakes here on the show.
Right.
They're so hard to figure out, right?
I've seen a bunch of people on social media talking about they're becoming more and more prevalent and getting better and better and better.
There's this guy who's 22 years old. He is a bartender in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And he applied at an AI company. And they said, yeah, we'll hire you, but we want to license your name, your voice, and your likeness. And we're going to deep fake you 100%. And
you better be making like $150,000, $200,000 a year.
$1 million.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, they just bought him out. So here to talk to us about deep fakes is Professor Hany in Berkeley, California. Hello, Professor.
Good to be with you. Hi.
So what are you doing in deep fakes?
Well, let's see. I don't think anybody has not heard this term by now, but let me just define it very quickly so we're on the same page. So deepfakes is a broad term that describes the AI generation of an image, an audio recording, or a video of somebody doing or saying anything or an event happening. And what we do and what I've been doing, honestly, before there was AI, because before there was AI, there was things like Photoshop, is we developed computational and mathematical tools to detect these manipulated images and videos. And we also study the human visual system's ability to discern and distinguish between reality and fakes, because a lot of people out there think they're good at it. And it's really important to understand where the weaknesses of the visual system are and your ability to do this.
Yeah.
So real quick, I'm going to go stand in the corner of the studio because this is way too smart for me to be involved in at all.
You have to think about it. Come on, Andrew, you can. Put on your thinking cap.
All right, I'll focus.
Okay, basically, what Professor Hany is doing is excuse me, Professor, I got to dumb it down.
Please, I'm not insulted that it needs to be dumbed down.
You got a face, all right? You have different points on that face. And so in order to discern whether or not it's a deep fake, our good professor is doing mathematical computations down to the minuscule level to figure out if that face is real or not.
Yeah, the basic idea is that, so here's the intuition. When you pull out your phone or your fancy camera and you take a photo of somebody, you're going through a very specific process. Yeah, you've got the physical three-dimensional world, you have lights, you have shadows, you have inner reflections. All that is being captured by a physical device and generating a digital image or video. That's not what happens with AI, right? AI is fully synthetically generated, and it leaves behind these artifacts and these things that are, quote unquote, not natural. And we go hunting for those signals to distinguish what's real and what's not.
And so with Photoshop, it was a lot easier than it is today, obviously, right?
It was easier for two reasons. First of all, there was at least a barrier to entry, right? You had to know how to use Photoshop, and it was hard, and it was time-consuming. And so the number of people who could create very, very good fakes was limited. But now, what do you need to create a fake? A keyboard and an internet connection. That's it. You just type. Give me an image of, give me a video of. And so when you reduce that barrier to entry on the generation side, and of course, because of social media, everybody can publish and amplify these things, everybody's a threat vector. So I went from a handful of individuals, state-sponsored actors, Hollywood studios being a threat actor, say 15 years ago, to everybody on the internet being a threat vector. And that really changes the landscape dramatically.
Because it's so easy to do, like you said.
So easy to do, so easy to spread. I mean, look
You know that glow that you see on people just seem to radiate health. It's not just great lighting. It's what's happening inside their body. And one of the best kept secrets to looking and feeling amazing is collagen. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally produce less collagen, which can lead to wrinkles, thinning hair, brittle nails, and just feeling less flexible than we used to. But the good news is that you can support your body naturally. With high quality collagen from Native Path, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to support smoother looking skin, stronger nails, and shinier hair. And some studies also suggest collagen supplements may help support bone health too. You see, it's not about turning back time. I know we want to do that, but we just can't. It's about feeling your best at any age. And right now, as a Kim Commando listener, you can get Native Path Collagen for just a fraction of the retail price, plus free shipping and a free gift bundle. Just go to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Let's just walk through the last few global conflicts. So let's go backwards. Iran, the protests and violence in Minneapolis, Venezuela, Gaza, Ukraine. Every time we've had one of these events, you've seen each one increasing number of fake content muddying the waters, making it difficult for us to reason about what is happening in the world. And then there's the creation of the child abuse material and the non-consensual intimate imagery, and then the frauds that we are seeing. And so more and more you're seeing everything from state-sponsored actors to individuals monetizing fake content. And we are sort of stuck in the middle trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the world and trying to protect ourselves.
So are there any like clear-cut signs now that you can look at? I mean, like I know sometimes I look at a deep fake and it's obvious to me because the eyes have no soul, or and it used to be like we'd had 6 fingers, and all those times are long gone.
Long gone. So here's the problem with the question. It's a good question. I'm going to put my professor hat on for a minute. Here's the problem with the question is I could answer it, but the problem is in 2 months, the answer won't be useful to you anymore. You just said it, right? It was 6 fingers and not anymore. So every time we find these artifacts that I can tell the average person, okay, here's what we are seeing. In 2 months from now, it's over. And then that person is left, if they don't come back to class, they're left with this false sense of security. So here's what I can tell you. In the visual studies we've done over the last 2 years, people are basically just slightly better than chance at looking at images, video, and audio and telling if they're real or not. I think the game is over. And here's the thing. The average person on the internet, doom scrolling through social media, cannot become a forensic analyst. They cannot become an investigative reporter. It's sort of over. And so what you have to understand is that the vast, vast majority of information you are being fed on social media is not trustworthy. That's true. And we have to recognize that and come to grips with that. And if you want to use that as a source of weird entertainment, fine. But it is not a place to go unless you know what the channels are you're looking at, if they are trusted news sources. It's not a place to go to get reliable information. It's over. You can't figure this out for the average person on the internet. I wish I had better news for you, but that is.
I was just going to say, so I sometimes it does. You do see where it says AI generated a little watermark or something, but with so many Americans getting their news from social media as a primary source, wow, that's so dangerous.
Yeah. It is dangerous. And I can even tell you, I have had really smart investigative reporters who work at major serious news outlets send me images with one of those watermarks that you just described, and they didn't notice it. So even when they're there, because, they're in the bottom right-hand corner and they're a little small and it's not where your attention is. So, and of course, by the way, it's very easy for somebody to add that to a real piece of content. What you have to understand about this space is it's not that just people are pushing false information. It's that they're trying to then muddy the waters of things that actually happen. So when you have a video of police misconduct or human rights violations or a politician saying something inappropriate, everybody gets to deny reality. We get to say real things are fake if we don't like them. We get to say fake things are real if we want them to be true. And now where are we, right? It's the both sides of the aisle have gotten muddied.
It's not even just generated stuff, too. We're seeing when it comes in the world of social media scams, where the scammers are making video calls to their prey,
crazy,
using deep fakes to trick them into thinking they're talking to someone and get them out of their money. Is there anything we can do there?
Good. All right. So this is a whole new nightmare. So let's make sure everybody knows what this is. So you're used to getting these text messages saying, oh, this is your boss. Go to Walgreens and get me gift cards. And I think most people know that's a scam. Most people know that the Nigerian prince doesn't exist. That's a scam. But what we're now starting to see is people are getting voicemails, phone calls, and video calls in real time, like literally a video call. And you are looking at a person that you know. They look like the person you know. They sound like the person you know, but it's a deep fake because you can now generate these deep fakes in real time. And it's incredibly dangerous. We've seen very bad things happening. The fraud is on the rise. If you go talk to the AARP, you talk to the FBI, you talk to the FTC, multi-billion-dollar a year industry. And by the way, this isn't just affecting individuals, it's affecting corporations. We are seeing multi-million-dollar scams where somebody's on a call with what they think is their CEO.
Transferring money, and it's not.
Transferring money. So so here again, just looking at the content is going to be hard. But I will tell you, for example, my wife and I have a code word. If one of us calls the other person with something that is unusual, we just ask, what's the code word? And it's a very simple, low-tech solution. And by the way, we have seen horrific stories of parents getting calls from what they sound like are their kids and paying out thousands of dollars in ransom, and the kids are perfectly fine, thankfully. This is actually a pretty easy thing to do. Everybody can create passcodes with their families, by the way, with their companies too. Now, I will tell you, we are developing technology that will sit in that stream and can analyze a phone call and a video call in real time and tell you what you are looking at. This will be incredibly beneficial, obviously, for the Fortune 500 and the enterprises. And that technology will eventually make its way down to the consumers, but it will be years before it's in the consumer's hands. And look, we've sort of been here before. If you think about the early days of spam and malware and viruses, it used to be really, really bad, right? It was sort of dangerous to open up an email. We've largely got control over it. It's not perfect. There are still problems. So we're in the early days of this cyber threat. We're going to start building technologies. They will start to get deployed. We will get better at it. But in the interim, in this very messy interim, people have to be very careful.
You do. And you do. And thank you for reinforcing that point about the code word, because I think that's super important. I mean, we've talked about that here on the show, that, every family needs to have a secret phrase or whatever it is. But, hearing it from you too, Professor, I think that it just reinforces the point that you don't know, right? And you need to take control of your family. And as you're listening to the show, you're watching the show, you're reading the newsletter, whatever it is, this is advice that we pass along and that you need to use right now. Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Hey, so we talk a lot about AI here on the show because it's all over. You need to be AI proficient, and you need my free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Thursday. It's called Splash of AI, and of course you can get it at splashofai.com. Once again, that's splashofai.com. Totally free. You're going to love it. Splashofai.com. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.